And then on the issue of realignment and parolees and reentry, which I heard brought up several times, and Councilmember Sheedy asked a question about it, I have a slight departure from the chief's position on that, but I would just say that parole is something that I have, an area that I've worked in a lot in my career before coming to City Council, and I have had a lot of opportunities to work with corrections. And since I've been here in the capacity of City Council and the reentry discussion has come out, they have reached out to me. And I am anxious, and the chief has been a partner to me on this, and I'm anxious to try to pull together something that allows the city of Sacramento to be a pilot for corrections, at least moving forward working with parolees, which is a different population than the realignment population. That being said, every county was given an amount of money allocation from the state, and every county has a reentry commission like ours, and every county had to determine what to do with those dollars, what was the best use of those dollars, and the chief's right. In each county, it could be different what you need based on how many people you had coming back and how much money you were getting. But many other counties did put funding towards city police officers, and I disagree with the Reentry Council's decision not to give the city of Sacramento funding for police officers. And if there is an opportunity to readdress that, I think that we should. I know that there's a big commitment towards housing of inmates because of the great number that we have returning that need to be housed still and not just going into the community. By housed, meaning incarcerated, so more beds incarceration. But I think that we are missing the boat on two things there. One, reentry programs to stabilize people as they come out of the facility, thus reducing our own recidivism rate. And two, the police officers who will be heavily impacted in by far the largest city inside of the county, and most assuredly the city with the communities that these folks will be returning to. So I think that we need to look for more opportunities sooner to be more aggressive about our role and potential value in that conversation, and I'm happy to help you with that if there's anything that I can do in the conversations that we're having with corrections. Then I just would like to ask a couple of questions about the police department in general. So $3.2 million is the price tag of the raise that they have coming to them right now, right, Lainey? What percentage is that? 3.5%. And Chief, how far, I know that the average police officer in the city of Sacramento is underpaid at the median rate, but do you know, can you give us an idea of by how much? This is another place where we have a little disadvantage because we don't have a report on this. On fire, we just had a report. So can you tell us what the average wage for police officers in the region?
You're looking at the cost of an officer. We use $100,000 as an average. It's going to fluctuate. The folks you're laying off make less than than the median, but for rough budgeting purposes, we use right around 100.
What I'm really asking you for is, in other cities similar to Sacramento, how much does an officer make, and how much does an officer in the city of Sacramento make?
That I'd have to get back to you because I don't have the salary survey. I think that's what Mark Gregerson's working on. I do know that we are near the bottom on total comp because we look at total compensation. So we'll be near the bottom in the region for comparables.
Okay. In the region or in similar cities?
It's a combination thereof. The cities that were used in the past. As we look at the region, then we look at similar sized cities, Fresno, Anaheim, et cetera.
And when you say 100,000, that, I mean, the average officer take home is what?
I don't know.
Okay.
We use that for budgeting purposes. That's the cost to the city of the officer. Obviously, they don't get $100,000, but that's for budgeting purposes. It's $100,000.
Well, I'd be interested in what the average officer in SPOA, not management, actually takes home, because I think it makes a difference and sheds a light on what we're asking of them. And also, I'm very interested in those comparables. So if you could bring those back to us, that would be, I think, helpful in the conversation, because it affects the decisions that they're able to move forward. You or